In this project with Drexel, we were really trying to change the way that we think about educating architects and designers about playful learning landscapes. We have done a lot of work as an organization to train and provide workshops for in-service architects and designers, but we really started to think about, what happens if we change that model and start to look a little bit earlier in the pipeline. So we think about students who are just learning all of the skills that they need to go out into the world to be an architect and to do that as a profession.
For our students, they don't usually get the opportunity to work with any kind of client. With this type of a project, the real benefit is that the students are getting to work directly with community partners. We worked with Watchdog Real Estate and with Playful Learning to come up with a plan for how we would identify a community, what the outcomes would want to be.
The current generation of students is very socially aware and really wants to do good in the world. And with that, I think having participatory methods, how can you work actively with the community, with the stakeholders, with the end users, is an incredibly important tool in the toolbox that the students and future practitioners have.
It opened my mind to designing environments where children are going to be. It's not just about the child, but it's also about the child and their caregiver. When I'm in classes, I do get a great amount of things out of the courses. However, I learn by doing. So having the community meetings where we actually get to interact with the community, we get to have those fruitful conversations of what they actually foresee and what in their community.
I could say it can be more than joy and pleasure of being with young people that has great ideas.
This is going to be a big part of bringing our community back together. Us being there for the community, being there for the children, being there for the families. We run a lunch program and we only do it because of our kids. Because our kids need and deserve to have food. They deserve to not be hungry. They deserve to have us there as some people that love them and support them. So that's why this is so important.
The community wanted a stable space that they could use for this free lunch program. It's essentially a shipping container that we have retrofitted and repurposed for the community to serve their hot lunches and their meals during the summertime for students. The outside of the shed is design that's based on the solar system. It lives in North Star Park, and so we really harness that North Star theme. We talk about how solar energy is created and encourage kids and caregivers to do different exercises that might help them create a certain amount of energy. Most recent designs is a design that we're calling the seedlings bench. And each seat on the bench is also separated by a planting container that has plexiglass sides, so young children in the community can see the roots of a plant, they can see the bugs and the worms and all the kinds of things that they really like. And then there are a variety of prompts on the bench to prompt kids and members of the community to look around and see different elements in the park.
I think the most impactful thing about this project and what made it most successful was that we had a great community we were working with.
And our hope is that by educating architects and designers before they go into service, before they begin their careers, we're going to create a network of architects and designers who are able to design with playful learning in mind. And we hope that that will really spread the impact of playful learning landscapes so that people are always thinking about it. And so it's not just an add-on to a project, it becomes a natural part that you incorporate into whatever building or space you're designing.